A buongiorno, buongiorno. It is a buongiorno indeed. When we speak of our beloved AC Milan, we're gonna play soon against Empoli, and it's been a while since I was like really looking forward to a match. Without being too pessimistic about it, that's good. So let's chat a little bit. Let's chat a little bit about Serie A, Milan, Joao Felix, if we can buy him or not. Ricci. Let's talk about how the responsibility now change in AC Milan. And the Champions League, the list. We have the updated list. Let's start from the Champions League. We have the updated list. The updated list is this one. Now you can see, and you might be asking me, why is Emerson, or aka the King Royal, still in the list? What is he doing there? I thought he was gone. I thought he was injured. Yes, he is injured, but we need him, we did him, and you can only change basically 3 players, and that's why basically what we got is Joao Felix, Walker, and Gimenez. Santi, I'm gonna call him Santi. So who stays out? Everybody else stays out. Sotil, James Bondo is out. So this is gonna be the list for the Champions League. Gimenez is not in the Gimenez. So I'm gonna call the striker Santi, my friend Santi, and Gimenez is gonna stay Gimenez, Alex Gimenez. Okay, Gimenez is out because of how the rules works. Don't go too much into it. That's just how it is. So this is the list. So now Inter. What happened to Inter? Inter lost against Fiorentina, but didn't just lose. It lost 3-0 to Fiorentina, to an amazing Ken from Fiorentina. I know that I'm not in the position to make fun of Inter because we are like minus 16 something from them, and we, as much as I'd like to fight for the Scudetto, I still believe it's too late, even if we can do good, and we have a match to play. So we're 8th right now, we have 22 matches to play, but we miss one versus Bologna. Now, the match versus Bologna, if we played the match regularly, like before this market, I am sure that I will bet my ass that we will not have won the match ever. Cannot win the match. Now there's this little thing called hope in my head, and I think we can beat Bologna, even if, as we saw Inter versus Fiorentina, the asterisk is never easy to defeat, and Inter knows this well because versus Bologna they lost a Scudetto practically, right? So Inter slipped a little bit, which means that Napoli now is ahead by 3 points, okay? But Inter is, as much as I would like make fun of Inter, and we did won the Super Cup against Inter. Inter is tough. It's a tough team. It's usually super solid, even when it's not great. And the Napoli, they do not have the Champions League to play, so that's a plus for Napoli. But we will see how this goes. Atalanta is definitely there, but we will see how that goes as well. So the fight for the 4th spot, which is what AC Milan wants to reach in the end, is going to be against Fiorentina, Lazio, Juventus. I'd say I think Bologna will go down slowly, or maybe stay like in this position. Okay. Now we are playing against Empoli, but before that, let's talk about Joao Felix. So there are already talks about the purchase of Joao Felix because we got him on a dry loan from Chelsea because there wasn't any time to set up an option to buy, but we did get him as a loan. So if Joao Felix performs like this and AC Milan is set on getting the player, and the player fits AC Milan well, and he can perform here, they will find a way to get the player. Now that might be an expensive way because Joao Felix is gonna be expensive. Okay, the salary is gonna be expensive, and the final purchase as well. This scares me a little bit because I hope that the management learned something from this market transfer session, which is if you buy good players, everybody gets better. Okay, everybody that plays around Joao Felix, that we only saw 20 minutes, but everybody looked better. Theo Hernandez looked better because he had like a partner to play with. Okay, so it does make a difference. Like these names that are expensive, that they are expensive usually for a reason. Sometimes they don't work, sometimes they work. But a true quality player, we never buy cats. We never buy a quality player that is an established quality player, okay? And this, by buying this, you reignite the passion of the supporters. Because now I'm looking forward to a match from AC Milan, and I am curious to see how this goes. It pissed me off that we did a summer market like that, but still now things can change. And if they start doing the market for the summer now, they start set it up, that is good. And talking about that, obviously, it's Ricci. Okay, so there are somewhat rumors which are just rumors, so don't take anything for granted here. But I mean, with the player, I think it's gonna be easy to find the deal, but it's gonna cost money. It's gonna cost at least 30 millions. And if other teams comes in, I don't know how much we can do if Milan stays with this mentality of do not spend money, try to get young players, blah blah blah, which is fine. But if you also get Joao Felix, that's great, because you have the young players, the gambles, and then you have a player that is somewhat has proven something. Okay, the skills are there, and Milan maybe has been pretty much a mediocre team, we can say, even if we have good players. And that's why maybe when we get a player that is above the level of the players we have been getting for a while, that's why we get so excited. Me too, but listen, I'm a supporter, okay? I'm not rational. Listen to me, I'm not rational, okay? And my heart is ready to get hurt again from AC Milan, you know? But, you know, renewing AC Milan in this market has been good, because that's what you do with relationships. With any relationship, you have to renew and try new stuff and do something together, change a little bit the routine, you know? Philosophic stuff. Anyway, we're going against Empoli, okay? But let's talk about the formation. What we might see, which is more what I'd like to see versus Empoli, okay? I hope this is going to be the formation with Gimenez in attack, Joao Felix behind Gimenez, Rafa Leao. So now, what I said in the beginning of the video is how the responsibilities now are going to change, because now Leao is not... if Leao doesn't run now, if he doesn't track back, especially when we play with like a 4-4-2, if he doesn't do that, he might lose his spot. Now that happened with Fonseca, if you remember, that Leao and Theo, they got benched. But this is different now, because if Leao doesn't perform, you can play Joao Felix here, you can play Sotil here, you can play Pulisic here. So it is quite different, and now Leao has to prove himself. Even if I don't know what's going to happen in summer, if Leao and Theo will get sold or what, I don't know. We'll talk about that maybe another time. But yeah, the responsibilities now change. Now Pulisic recently is not being performing as we would like to, like the beginning of the season, but I think he is pretty much tired. He came from an injury, and when you come from an injury, man, it's always a pain. His workload is there still, always. So we might see Pulisic on the left again, and maybe Chukwueze here, but I don't know about that. I think Leao didn't play the last game, so I think he's gonna play this game. Reinders looked quite tired as well. I don't know if we are ready to see Fofana and James Bondo together like that. And also, to be honest, I'm not sure about Gimenez playing. My friend Santi playing, because Conceição might want to how to say, to die cuts to give a prize to Abraham, okay, because he performed well against Roma, so he might deserve another chance. But I'd like to see Gimenez if possible, and you can sub in Abraham in the end, okay. Let's talk a little bit about the defense. I think this is gonna be it, unless we are gonna see Gabbia swapped. But I think Conceição might be trying to solidify this defense. Now, our defense looks better for a few reasons, but one reason. That reason is Walker. Because with Walker here that can read the game well, I think Tomori has more confidence, and he doesn't worry as much about what is going to happen here. And so it's like he gets a weight out of his head. Okay, so I think that is what might be happening. Obviously, we only saw one game and like 30 minutes with these two players, but we saw good stuff in those 30 minutes. And I'm telling you again, I'm ready to have my heart broken again. I am fully ready, but at least I'm very looking forward for the second part of the season. Okay, the second part of the season looks promising. Not so much for the top four. I think the top four is definitely reachable. But Coppa Italia, I want to win the Coppa Italia. Champions League, I want to go to at least to the next stage, and then let's see what happens. But I don't want to jinx anything, so I will stop here. But you have a good day. You have a good day. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. Buonanotte. Milan. Ah, beautiful Milan. I missed you, Milan. I missed you.